There we go. I am recording, so if you want to show your face, great. If you don't, no big deal. I love seeing everybody's faces just because like it's so weird to talk to black screens with just names on it, but I'm willing to do it. So my name is Melissa Martin. I go by Canna Curly, and just a fun little name we've come up with. And I have Sarah Hollingsworth joining me today. She's going to help kind of co-host. I'm going to mute you all. We're only going to take about 25, 30 minutes of your time, hopefully. So we just really appreciate you tuning in, giving feedback. We are specifically launching Lindsay, Shanna, and Joanna today. I don't know if Joanna's quite on yet. I may call out a few of our other people that have been using our products just to kind of give you alternate testimonies as to how the products have been helping them as well. So thanks so much for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. We know that things are kind of crazy right now in the world. And so it's nice to kind of take a little escape and gather virtually and go take things from there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll breeze over this information. It's kind of crazy to do, like, I feel like so professional doing like PowerPoint versions, but the fact of the matter is it keeps me on topic because I can really talk. So I want to try to just keep it simple for you guys. So our company's name it's My Daily Choice, and we're an umbrella company. So I always start with this because we have more products and more lines than most people realize. And we're really going to focus on our HempWork CBD products today, and we'll explain why. But we're called My Daily Choice because you can choose what you purchase or what you represent. And so while I really focus on the CBD products, that's where my bread and butter is, that's where my passion is. We also carry a nutritional spray line, which, by the way, this shield spray has been really boosting my immune system. I tend to get sick if anyone's sick around me. But between the CBD, which helps boost immune system, and the shield spray, this has a coral calcium, which is a mineral that boosts your T cells, which helps you fight off virus, bacteria, things like that. So when it comes to getting sick, if you don't have the right amount of T cells, your body can't fight that infection. And so this promotes boosting T cells, this shield spray right here. So cool stuff. We also have a cashback travel program, which is really awesome. I know I just saved, I think it was like $400 on a Vegas hotel in August. Granted, prices are pretty cheap right now, but you actually save up to 70% off public rates. And then we have our essential oil lines as well. And those are pretty awesome as well. But like I said, we're really going to focus on the CBD, and here's kind of why. Just a little bit before we get into that, this is our company here. We've had a ton of growth since being founded in 2014. Completely debt-free company. Even to this day, in current circumstances, we are completely debt-free and paying our affiliates weekly. And we're the fastest direct sales company growing out there right now. Last year in 2019, we experienced 1,100% growth. And we received multiple awards for being that fastest growing. Not only the fastest growing CBD company, we're also the largest CBD company as far as revenue, and fastest growing direct sales company. So we have a good combination for success, not only for our customers, but our affiliates as well. And like I mentioned, we're really going to focus on CBD today. Can you guys see my screen okay, or is the pictures blocking? Okay, so we're really going to focus on, I'm trying to get it to, there we go, focus on the CBD market today because it's all over. It's really what's selling right now, and it's really what's helping people. Cannabis is a hot industry, and we're going to talk about that. So you see it in Forbes, you see it in Rolling Stones. You know, guys, the industry is not even $1 billion yet, but it's projected to hit $22 billion by 2022. So that's massive amounts of growth for the industry, and it's something that you can be a part of. As far as the business perspective, we are going to give you options to use the products or make money in the industry. It's totally up to you, and it doesn't actually cost any extra to do that. So we just want people to know that that's an option, considering the circumstances of what's going on now. this is an opportunity that I am paying my bills from home right now. My husband is a bartender. And so I'm going to stop this share really quick. My husband's a bartender and he is out of work, guys. And so if it wasn't for this business, we wouldn't be paying our bills. I have 2 young kids at home. And I remember in 2008 when the market crashed, it was rough, guys. I went out and got 3 low-paying jobs, 12 bucks an hour, 9 bucks an hour, busting my ass because I was a newly graduated college student and didn't have the means to survive anymore. And so I vowed that I was never going to be in a position to where I didn't have residual income coming in and I couldn't control things myself. So granted, we're in a position where you can't control a lot right now in the market. And that's okay. We do control what we can control. And I can tell you that cannabis was deemed a necessity by the federal government. And so we will continue to have work. And I will tell you right now, I have sold more CBD in the past month than I sold more CBD last week than I did in all of January. I wish I had my wallet in here. I have about $800 in cash in there, all from just CBD sales from last week. It's been unreal. It's been a blessing. And let me tell you what, my mortgage, full disclosure here, is about $1,500 bucks, and my CBD cash is paying for it. That doesn't include my commissions. So I feel very blessed. And so somebody keeps trying to share the screen. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. I'm going to take the screen sharing away. So if you keep trying to share the screen, if you could stop, that would be awesome. So yeah, anyways, we're giving you the opportunity to make money in the industry too. It's not something you have to do, but it is an option for you, and one that a lot of people are taking because it is an option to work from home. Now, when you're talking about revenue in the industry, network marketing, it has 20 times the amount of revenue per year than the National Football League. It creates more 6-figure earners from home than any other industry in the world. And we're talking average Joes, average Sallys working from their phone and their laptop most of the time in network marketing. And that's something we teach our team to do. As far as CBD goes, let's focus on the products. Let's focus on the education here. CBD has been known to help multiple different things. We're going to explain how, we're going to explain why, and we're also going to explain what to look for in quality CBD. So before I really get into that, this is where I kind of want to introduce Sarah and a few others. Sarah, I know you've been in a situation, I'll unmute you. You have kind of a special needs child, I want to say, overly, but CBD has been a real game changer for you and your family. Can you kind of just, in maybe a minute, explain how our brand has helped you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually have 2 kids. And they both had, everybody's kids got issues, but my oldest one was really reaching a point in school where, the teacher was like, I don't want to say he's got, ADHD or anything like that, but have you guys thought about helping him stay on track, with some medication? And we were like, no. He's never been diagnosed with that. But we wanted something to help him. And this was a game changer for him with that. Like, I didn't even tell his teacher that we were starting to try this. And she was like, you guys must have taken him in because it's been such a huge difference. And I was like, oh, we didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it was so amazing, like the change in him. And he tends towards to be having a little bit more of a anxious kind of personality. Game changer. Like, this kid is calm and focused. And same with my little one. I have a kid that is this kid is a no limit soldier. He doesn't sleep ever. He hates it. Doesn't have time for it. And he's almost 5. And I'm like, you're killing me. So when we started on the CBD, it was the same thing. It was like, all of a sudden he's starting to sleep. All of a sudden he's not crazy all the time. Yeah. And he's got a gene mutation that just, it makes it difficult for him to detox certain things and process certain things like an average person normally can. He's just not as good at doing it. And so I have to be so careful what I put into his body. So like, I can't give him, sleep aids or anything to help with that, or I'm not going to medicate him to try to calm him down a little bit. you know, it was like, this was the perfect solution for both my kids on opposite ends. And it was just, it's been absolutely a game changer just for my kids. It's not even like me and my husband. That's just for my 2 kids. Just huge changes in both of them.
I love it. You ultimately decided that you were gonna go the route to make money and use it rather than just use it. And we'll get into that a little bit later because I want people to hear that story too. But I'm gonna call on Stephen Hebert. Whoop, whoop. I think I said his name right. He's gonna kind of like, I love his story. I met him and his wife through a friend, and I was like, his wife was, Trish, I love you. I'm talking about you.
I'm talking about you, Trish.
I love her so dearly, but when I first met her, I was like, F this lady. She's like the most negative. Look at there, she's, hi, Trish. And so I was like ignoring her, but now look at her. Okay, guys, Steven's gonna tell her story because this woman could not dance before. Steven.
Oh, hi, yeah, Stephen Trish Abe here. So Trish started using the oil about a year and a half ago because we were at our wits' end. She had no real quality of life. I had to help her get out of bed. That's another part of our story for another time. As our marriage was suffering as well, I kind of became a caretaker. She had a lot of just emotional issues about everything. Well, she started on the oil, didn't tell me. And about 4 or 5 days later, I came home from work one day and I find her in the kitchen doing that. Where before she had to have a walker sometime to get around the house. And that walker is now in our living room as a computer stand. So I'm like, okay, what'd you take? And I didn't take anything. No, because it's been 4 years since this happened. What's going on? So she goes, well, I bought some CBD. And down here in Louisiana, there's a lot of misconception to overcome, myself included. And I freaked out. Like, you bought pot? What? And so after I calmed down and she explained to me what it was, and I went and talked to Melissa, our other good friend between us, Amanda, found out what it's about, what the products are. I saw the change in my wife, saw what was going on. And then we were all in from there. And then a couple months later, it's like, okay, this stuff's working. It's working for me because the relief cream is the bomb. Well, it's fantastic stuff. And it's like, well, we're using the products anyway. Why don't we try this out? Be an affiliate. Why? It's $20. So what? So we did. And it's been a definite game changer. It's helped us pay some monthly bills. And not only the fact of with her being more active and be able to just get in public and having the attitude of wanting to get out, it allowed us to have a date night again, which is just a big game changer. Honestly, it may not be much to some people, but it meant a lot to us. So yeah, it's just the products, people, Melissa, it's just been fantastic for us.
Thank you. I love it, Stephen. It's been awesome. I won't get too crazy and detailed about my story. I got I'll do the short version, which is still tends to be kind of long. But I was introduced to CBD after saying no multiple times to a friend on the business side. But my dog, she used to pee and poop all over the house. Like I would go to the bathroom and she'd get so anxious that she'd take a dump in the house. And I was like, I'm gonna lose it. And so I started researching about CBD and I'm like, is it legal? How come one is $20 and the next one's $200? Like, I don't know what to get. Like, I don't want to waste money, but I don't want to spend too much. And so my friend's like, at least try the products. I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about it anyways. I ended up becoming an affiliate anyways because there was a 60-day guarantee. Like, if I didn't like the products, well, at the time it was 30, now it's 60. You don't like the products, you can return them, even if they're empty. And so I'm like, well, why not? I might as well. And I really need the money right now. So I was working 60 hours a week at the time, just trying to like possibly keep my kids in gymnastics. And so I was like, I can't just use it. I need to use it and make money. So as far as the product side go, all of a sudden my dog was like less vocal. She wasn't like crazy when people came to the house. She stopped peeing and pooping every time somebody just knocked on the door or if I came out of the bathroom or whatever. And so my friend was using it for shooting pain that they get up their heel. And this is a really common thing to happen in the service industry. And I had been in the service industry my whole life. And so I started using it and I finally was sleeping through the night again. And I love to work out, but I had to scale it back. because my body like was not able to do it anymore. So I started taking it and I finally slept through the night, whereas I was waking up like 5, 6 times a night. And then the third night, I ended up noticing like a pain difference. And then by 2 weeks in, because I'm kind of like, I'm a bargain shopper. Like, I don't care how much money I make. I'm going to shop at Family Dollar. I'm going to look in the clearance rack, and I'm going to be Ross and Target clearance all the time. Like, even Target is above my budget sometimes. Like, I'm like, I'm not paying $25 for these pair of pants with holes in them. Like, so I'm like a consignment shopper. And so by 2 weeks in, that's when I was like, take my money, put me on auto ship. Like, I don't care. I feel so good. And so I started using it. My husband went to my mom and was like, your daughter's a drug dealer, and walked away laughing. And I was like, oh shit. So she had been reading a book called The Body Keeps Score. So she started using it and was able to become big pharma free, where she was on multiple traditional treatment methods before for her mood. She was regulating her mood with Big Pharma, regulating her cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar with Big Pharma. And within about 10 days, she became Big Pharma free. And it's been about a year and a half. In 6 months into taking the CBD, she's also got osteo issues. And her doctor asked what she was doing differently because her bone density started to increase. And this comes from a lady who broke a bone every single year. And so I was like, oh, geez. So she shows me the scans and the difference in the density. And she goes to my grandma's who just broke her arm. And she rubs some of our cream on there and gives her some of our tincture under her tongue. And my grandma goes, what did you give to me? That achiness in my broken arm, it's better. And she's like, well, so she leaves her with the tincture. And my grandmother, she suffers with head tremors. And within a couple of days, the tremors stopped. And so all of a sudden we got 3 generations that are like, woo, like using this. And so we decided to just go out and share our story with everybody. Eventually my mom got approval from the Department of Child Services, DCS here in Arizona, to use it with her foster children who, much like you, Sarah, they were already subject to Big Pharma because they had issues from drug addiction with their mother, trauma from what had happened, getting them out of their home. And so my mom, Jordan especially, I'm allowed to say this now because they're adopted. They got adopted back in March. Jordan in kindergarten, he actually got 19 referrals and they tried to expel him. And in the state of Arizona, you cannot expel a foster student. And so they put him back in school, but it was becoming dangerous for the students in his class. They would have to evacuate the classroom. He tackled the teacher, he tackled children, and this kid was about 80 pounds in kindergarten. Imagine most kids in kindergarten are about 40. So this was a dangerous situation. They would evacuate the classroom. And so a month before first grade started, they started him on the CBD instead of the Big Pharma, and he stopped raging. He wasn't doled out. He wasn't a zombie at one point and raging at another. He was more focused. He was getting better grades. He was sleeping through the night. He wasn't wetting the bed all the time. He wasn't having the nightmares. I mean, it was a huge game changer. And so we just decided that this was something we needed to share with the world. And so a lot of people come to us and say, I told you that was like the short version. It's crazy. I know it was long. I'm sorry. But a lot of people come to us and they say like, okay, so why is it, we're all using the same oil, right? So why are people getting different benefits with this? And so I kind of just want to explain why and what to look for and the difference between marijuana and hemp-based CBD. So multiple other benefits there. So again, why does CBD work for so many different things? We actually have cannabinoid receptors in our body. They live everywhere. There's hundreds of them. They live throughout all of these different systems of your body. So when you use CBD, it attaches to these cells, triggers these receptors to perform like your body was made to perform, to help regulate the areas that these receptors live in. And so when I say these receptors are everywhere, I mean everywhere. Like your brain, your nervous system, your digestive system, reproductive system, and everywhere, guys. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these receptors. And that's why different people can use the same thing to get different benefits. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, side note, you can get cannabinoids, CBD, from natural fatty acid foods. Like breast milk, human breast milk actually has some CBD in it. Okay, so just a fun fact for you. One big question we get, like Steven mentioned, he was like, oh my God, you bought pot? And another question I get is, hey, I have a medical card. What's the difference? I buy CBD in the pot shop, or I smoke marijuana, or I use marijuana. And then I get people that just don't want anything to do with marijuana. There's two types of people. And so I explain it like this. First things first, marijuana and hemp are both forms of cannabis, okay? Now they're like brother and sister, or cousins, I would say, yin and yang. Marijuana is very high in THC and lower in CBD, whereas hemp is the opposite. Hemp is high in CBD and low in THC. And we even carry THC-free tinctures for people that are subject to drug testing. So I actually had cops over here last night that use our CBD, and they've been drug tested multiple times. So they use our THC-free. Now, I have a lot of people that use both, okay? So I wish she was on here, Crystal Showalter. She has some autoimmune issues, and so she was spending about $500 a month on marijuana, and I would go to her house and she'd have big bulging things in her legs, big, like the size of a softball coming out of her legs. And we got her using the CBD, and she started spending total between CBD and marijuana $100 a month. So, and she has since starting CBD not had those bulging things, in those bulging like softball size things coming out of her legs. So it's been pretty amazing. Now, again, you can get benefits from both, but if you're just not about that, you can get benefits from just CBD. So we respect your decision. We support the plant no matter what, but it's your choice if you don't want to support both sides of the plant. We respect it completely. As far as pot shops and buying CBD there, pot shops are regulated. Marijuana is regulated on a state level depending on where you live. CBD is not regulated whatsoever. So a lot of the time CBD will be in the front of the shop and anyone can purchase it, and the marijuana is in the back where you would need like a medical card. No CBD in this world is currently regulated whatsoever, and so you have to know what to look for. My father owns an ATM business. ATMs are very popular in pot shops, okay? And so we go in there all the time and we look at stuff, and people tell us, yeah, I know this isn't the best CBD, but it's selling and it's fine for now. It gets people to come back and use the marijuana. And so I'm like, okay, like they are a business and that's okay. Now some have great products. Some even carry our products on a wholesale level to retail in their shops. And so I'm gonna tell you right now what to look for in quality CBD. So first things first is you want third-party lab testing. This tests for purity and potency. So for example, when I go to, I'm gonna share my screen here. Let me escape out of here. When I go to our website, maybe, there we go. Let me go to my website. If I go to familybodyrock.com, oh, not info, sorry, .com. And I go to documentation. I'm in the US, maybe. And I go to documentation here. I can grab one of my bottles, I can scan the QR code here, or I can enter the lot number here. And it's going to pull the third-party test. So let's say, trying to find, I don't know, it talks about what we test for. So we test for molds, contaminants, we test for amount of CBD, type of CBD, all those things. So right now, anybody can put anything in a bottle. Nobody's gonna shut them down if it has no CBD in it, if it has heavy metals in it, or if it has molds in it. And last I checked, you're doing this for your health. So why would you put yourself at risk for that, right? And so we actually test for all those things on every new lot. A lot of companies only test for that once a year or once every 4 years or maybe twice a year. We test on every new lot. So I'm trying to see if I have products in here. I do, but they're out of reach. I wanted to like grab one and show you. I can grab it, I can look, and I can pull that test for that lot. And so you know what you're getting in there. And that's a third-party test. It's done by a lab that we don't own. And so it's totally unbiased. One of our closest competitors got third-party tested recently. They claimed to have 550 milligrams of CBD in their bottle, and it showed up 0 milligrams in there. This happens 90% of the time in this industry. And that's why you see people complain that they haven't had the effects that other people have from CBD. And so the next thing I recommend to people is make sure there's a good return policy. We give you 60 days to try our products. You can return them open and empty within that time if you're not happy with them. And then last but not least, U.S. Hemp Authority certified seal. The U.S. Hemp Authority put out a program saying, hey, all right, we're tired of bogus CBD being out there and not working for people, so we're going to put out a certification program. There's over 22,000 companies out there, guys, and originally only 13 companies passed the certification. 13. We were one of those 13 companies. Now it's up to about 60 that have passed, and this program's been out a year, and only 60 could get their shit straight in that time. And so I'm telling you, you have to be careful what you buy. I will also tell you that 95% of the stuff in the pot shops is not certified. Maybe closer to like 98%. So make sure it's got a certified seal. If you're not buying from us, at least buy from someone that does have a certified seal. That's my recommendation. Going into the products real quick, I'm going to breeze through these. These are our #1 products that we sell, and these are the tinctures. This is the best way to get CBD, only just CBD, into your system. It goes pretty much through the bloodstream. You put it under your tongue, and it's the fastest and most effective, highest absorption rate too. So these are our most popular products. So when you go to buy a tincture, this is what you have to ask yourself. 1, am I subject to drug testing? If so, you'd want to go with our broad spectrum THC-free tincture. If not, I recommend going to full spectrum. Why? This has trace amount of THC. Now, that being said, it's a 50-50 shot as to whether you would actually test positive on a drug screening, because THC can build up in your system. If you're scared of being high, you don't react well to being high, I will tell you I was one of those people. This does not get you high. My children use a full spectrum. It actually works better for the issues that they have going on for them. By science, a little bit of THC activates more cannabinoids and more benefits. So again, not subject to drug testing, I fully recommend a full spectrum if you are THC free. So that's the first thing you have to decide, which way you're going there. The next thing is what strength. I usually start everybody on 500 milligrams because the amount of CBD in this bottle is 1/3 of what's in this bottle because it's 500, 1500. So you can always take more of this, but you can't take less of that. And more isn't always better. We actually bumped my grandmother to the 750 milligram and her head shakes came back, brought her back down, totally fine. So she stays on the 500. So I recommend, unless you have some major traumatic issues, start with the 500, but again, we respect your decision. So we go 500, 750, 1500. When shopping around for CBD, a lot of people, this is where a lot of people lie, a lot of other companies. And if they don't have a third-party test showing that they actually have the amount on there, then chances are they don't even have half of what they claim, okay? Next thing you have to decide, and the last thing, so there's only 3 things, is what flavor. So if you guys are in this Zoom live, let me know what flavor you use. We have a peppermint, we have natural, we have 4 new flavors. We have a cinnamon, we have a lemon lime, we have an orange, we have strawberry guava, This is actually brand new. It's a week old and it's sold out already. And then we have watermelon mint also. I have all 4 of the juicy flavors coming in today. They're brand new, so I'll let you know how they are. So 3 things you have to decide: full or broad, strength, 500, 750, 1500, and flavor, okay? Most popular products, this is the one I'll talk about the most from here on out. These are fan-freaking-tastic, brand spanking new. We actually have a chief science officer who's been studying cannabidol science for the past like 10 years. And he works just for us now in product development. And he did a huge training on all of these and how they work. When it comes to taking CBD with other types of herbs, these capsules are a fantastic way to administer them through the body. So I won't go too much into detail. If you want to see his interview about the science behind each of these, it's about an hour long. I sat there studying it for that whole time. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. The coffee berry one, see, these you basically get an extra 250 milligrams of CBD for the same price as you would a normal 500. There's 750 milligrams here. It's the same price as our 500 milligram oil. So you get more bang for your buck with these. The coffee berry promotes a lot of healthy energy levels and sustained energy, healthy joints, and also supports the neurological system. Like coffee berry has, this particular gel, soft gel, has neurofactor in it. So this is really good for people with neurological issues as well. The curcumin's really good for joint. So this is actually a really good pre-workout. I'm going to be using this as my pre-workout. I've heard amazing things about people using this so far. I'm really excited to get them in. They're on the way. Curcumin's really good for the joint pain and your immune system. And melatonin, CBD with melatonin, helps with the hormonal response, helps with a night's rest, things like that. So blue light that comes off our computer screens, our TV, our phone, actually diminishes our melatonin production in our body. And so that's why a lot of people struggle sleeping, because we're around so much blue light that we don't really produce melatonin. And that's why a lot of people have to supplement with it. So you get the CBD and melatonin. Pretty awesome stuff. These are our topicals. We have day and night cream. And then this is our topical pain relief cream. Really good for instant pain relief, but temporary. When you take the tincture and when you take the soft gels, that's a very preventative way to keep the pain away. So most of my people that buy the relief cream and the soft gels or oil, they usually end up not needing the relief cream after they're done with their first bottle, for the most part, or they just keep it for like spot reasons. We have a pet line, so a bacon flavored pet oil, as well as pet treats. We have CBD infused gummies. Everything is natural, no artificial coloring, no artificial ingredients, and CBD infused coffee as well. This is actually my breakfast. I use it every morning. It has chaga mushrooms in it as well, which have a ton of health benefits. And then we have kind of our pamper line. So we have hemp infused shampoos, conditioners, lotions, serums, and masks, as well as CBD bath bombs. So I do love the bath bombs after hiking. Like I love, love, love them. Before I go on though, into our last slide, I just want to take a second and have Sarah talk about, I know she mentioned she decided she's going to use the products and make extra money. So Sarah, will you explain your thought process on that and what that's meant so far for you and your family?
Yeah. So I started taking this in November of 2018, just randomly from a friend of mine in a mom group that had brought it up about being really helpful for your immune system. And I live in the deep north, way up here in Minnesota. And we have terrible winters and we get sick a lot because we don't see the sun for days. And so I was like, whatever I can do for my immune system. We started taking it, and like I mentioned with my kids, like that just really became incredible, the changes we saw with them. I started noticing huge changes in myself and my husband that we weren't planning on. We were taking it for immune health, like a vitamin C. I wasn't thinking of it doing anything for us. And so when we start seeing all these crazy things happening in our lives, I was like, I have to start telling people about this. And so I just actually made a post on Facebook, not even thinking about selling it in the moment, just like, has anybody ever heard of CBD? Now keep in mind, you guys, this was like almost like a year and a half, well, it's like a little over 2 years, 2.5 years ago. Maybe it was 17. I don't know. Anyway, it was 17 because I started selling in February of 18. Anyway, so I made a post and it exploded. And it turned into this huge thing that I was not counting on. And the girl who had sold me the bottle saw my post and she was like, hey, you should think about maybe selling this. And I was like, okay, like, all right. I didn't even know my login at the time. Like, I didn't even know how to get back into the website. She helped me get in. I started selling it. You guys, it just exploded. Like the whole thing just, it was insane. I've been a paramedic for 17 years. It's the only thing I've ever done. Since I was 16 years old, I've been on a rig doing something, volunteering or working. And that was all I knew. I've never sold anything before. I had no social equity. I had no idea how to be a network marketer, knew nothing about any of that. And I just started running with my testimony and talking to people about it. And my business blew up. I was able to quit my full-time job in less than a year from when I started selling it. And again, I had no experience, but people were so hungry for something like this. They're so tired of being sick and tired. And this was like this breath of fresh air for so many people. It was for me too. And so I'm so blessed. Like, it's always been a dream to be able to stay home with my kids. And I was like, being in public service, like, we just don't make a lot of money. My husband's a full-time firefighter and I was a paramedic. We would go weeks without seeing each other because we didn't do daycare. And so it was just like exhaustion. Like, how long can we keep this up? But I don't have any options. I don't have any skills. I don't have any other education. And this was so perfect. I just started running with it and it exploded. And it's literally changed our lives. I mean, we're almost completely debt free. We just bought this brand new, beautiful house that we used to take trips like on weekends, go do like parade of homes. I don't know if you guys have that where you live. You get to go in like all the rich people's houses and you'd be like, oh, this is amazing. I'm never going to get a house like this. I don't have a rich people house, but I mean, this house is amazing. And that never would have been a possibility prior to this opportunity. So I'm really excited that you guys are doing this because this could change your life. I mean, it just will. It just will. The opportunities there and the ways we get paid, this will absolutely change your life. It's amazing.
I love it. So, a little bit about my story. I won't go too much into it. But if you go to Barnes and Noble, there's a magazine called The Business of CBD. Page, I think 48. They published our family story. So these are my two little girls and my husband. So you can read more about my story there. But I went from working 60 hours a week at a full-time job to starting this while still working. And in 4 months' time, I was making more money doing this, 10 to 15 hours a week, as I was working 60 hours a week with an hour commute home every day. And so I really I use my drive time to learn about the business and learn how to work it. So anytime I was driving, I was like, I don't have time when I'm home to be training. That's when I need to like reach out to people, follow up, things like that. And so I really maximized my time, and within 4 months, I was able to quit my job. So huge blessing. You have to be coachable if that's something you want to do. But you can do it from home. You can do it from your phone. And that right now is a huge deal to a lot of people. And so just plug in and learn if that's what you're going to do, and then apply it each and every day. Now, if you are on with us live or watching the replay and you just want information on how to start the business without any obligation, just send your email to the person who sent you this video or invited you on, because they're going to set you up with an online tour to go through things. And so right now it's actually free to join. However, you have multiple options depending on what commission structure you want. And so this $20 fee is actually waived now. You're going to still get your websites and your affiliate starter kit. They've waived the $20 affiliate fee. So these prices are available for customers and affiliates. So you can get one standard product for $69. Usually a 500 milligram oil lasts me 6 to 7 weeks. So I figure for 15, 20 bucks a week, it's worth my sanity and health. I mean, people usually spend more than that on coffee, just saying. But I actually buy myself in a 4-pack usually because you get a discount on each product. It brings it down to 50 bucks a piece. And then you also have a 12-pack discount pack. This is the package I came in with as an affiliate. I wanted immediate highest commission payouts. I wanted different products to try, and I wanted products on hand to sell. Like, I literally have people come knock on my door for CBD. So I want it like then and there to give to them. Although you don't have to carry inventory because we ship directly to your customers and you get paid for that. So those are your options, the 4 options right now to join, but also the 3 options to make purchases if you're just thinking the customer option is the way to go right now. So again, if you're interested in the business, send the email to the person who invited you to this. If you're interested in the products, the person who invited you can actually send you their website to where you can get that discounted price that I showed you and the 60-day guarantee. So I'm going to close it off here, end it there, stop the recording, but I'll open it up for any Q&A, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.